Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, you will already know about the controversy that this game is creating, and I'm going to go into that, but I'm going to do that at the back end of the video. First off, I'm going to talk about the actual game, because I think the actual game's got lost in translation with a lot of the reviews and a lot of the YouTube videos that's gone out there. And I think a lot of people have forgot to actually talk about the game, and they're just talking about the progression and loot box system within the game. So I'm going to go into the game a little bit and what I think about that. And I've got to say that comparing it to Battlefront 2015, the actual gameplay is very similar. There's not a great deal changed from that, I don't believe. Comparing the two side by side, I think Battlefront 2 obviously visually looks a lot better now. And I've seen some videos where people on the consoles have shown bugs that they're having with the game. Got to say that on the PC I've witnessed no bugs whatsoever with the game. It's been fine, it's played very smooth. Graphics wise, as I say, it looks gorgeous. The levels just look amazing. There's a lot of debris and things swirling around in some of them, and it's really detailed, really rich environments, and I can't knock them for the graphics whatsoever. The sound and the music, the background music is all on point. It's quintessential Star Wars, you know, it's just all of the sounds that you know and love from Star Wars. Like I've said before, I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, but I'm really getting into it now with this game. So the campaign, is the campaign any good? Well, yeah, it is. There's like 20 chapters to the campaign, and I think I'm 8 or 9 into it now, and it's quite a good detailed story to it. Now, with a game like this, it was only ever going to be about the multiplayer. It was in the first one, indeed, that didn't even have a campaign. They've put a campaign into this one, but with these types of games, you always get the feeling that the campaign's just tacked on. It's just put there to lure some people in, and then you'll most likely progress to playing the multiplayer, and that's what they want everybody on, ultimately. But it's solid, it's worth playing. One of the reasons it's worth playing for is because you earn credits as you go through the chapters. So, of course, the credits can be used to purchase loot crates within the game. So that's one good reason to play it. Another one is it gives you a bit of background story. Now, as far as I know, the campaign within this game isn't yet finished. There's going to be more of it come out later on with the DLC that comes out. I'm not sure when the first lot comes out. Can't remember. I think it's the first one next year. Or it could be to the very back end of this year, I'm not too sure. But obviously you get that for free, so that's a bonus. But yeah, the campaign's okay. I can't say, I won't say it's bad, it isn't bad. I won't say it's spectacular because it isn't spectacular. It's just there, and yeah, if you want to play it, you play it. If you don't have to. But then you move on to, there's arcade mode. Now, I can't say anything with arcade mode. I haven't played it. I haven't tried it yet. I've just stuck to multiplayer and the campaign. So the arcade mode, I can't say anything about it right now. Multiplayer, enjoying it a lot, really like it. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that you're placed into a map rotation and you have no control over it. You can't pick a map or a favourite map and just play that map. You put into a rotation and you don't actually know what map is going to come up next once you finish one. It just goes, I'm assuming there might be a pattern to the rotation, I'm not too sure. But, you know, I'd like the ability to choose a map that I'd like to play on. So, at the moment, that isn't an option. Whether it becomes something that becomes an option in the future, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But that's really my only qualm with it. Other than that, the multiplayer is good. It's a lot like it's like war mode in Call of Duty World War II, where you're given specific tasks. You have to defend an area or take over an area, or you've got to defend the walkers, or you've got to destroy the walkers. It's very much, there's like an objective in every one. It's not just like team deathmatch or like capture the flag sort of thing. There's always like an overall objective in it. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I can't say too much bad about it, to be honest. It's very smooth. Matchmaking's nice and quick. The servers, I ain't witnessed really any lag. It always seems to be quite lag free. So yeah, can't say much bad about that either. And one thing you notice when you're playing this game is the attention to detail. There's a lot of detail gone into the characters, a lot of detail gone into making sure it looks authentic. Star Wars, the sounds, as I say, are brilliant. The characters look really good. The settings are amazing. I mean, Frostbite Engine 3, I'm a big lover of that engine. I think it always produces first class vistas, and it shows within this game just what that engine can do. It scales really well on a lot of hardware. On the PC side of things, I mean, I'm running at ultra settings, 1440p, no issues whatsoever. Buttery smooth graphics, always looks really crisp, really clear. So yeah, the overall game itself I can't knock too much. I'm not going to say that it's an amazing game because I don't think it is. I think it's what it needs to be. Is it better than the 2015 one? Yeah, definitely. I think it's grown and matured a lot since that one. But like I say, I'm not going to say it's a great game because I don't think it is. Is it a decent game? Yes. Would I recommend it to other people? Yes. So, scoring it out of 10? I don't know. I'd maybe give it a 7 at the moment. So now we come to the massive elephant in the room, and this thing is huge. And there's so many varying stories, there's so many differing opinions on the subject of the progression system and the loot boxes. So probably the best way to start this story is just to give you a timeline of what's happened over the previous week. So last Sunday we had the game unlock for those with Origin access, and you got your 10 hours gameplay. Straight away people noticed that the progression system was flawed in a lot of people's opinion, and that the crystals that you can buy to progress in the progression system were a bit unfair, to be honest. The whole system is a bit unbalanced. So basically your character, you collect star cards, and these are just perks, power-ups, things like that. Makes your character stronger, you can withstand explosions better, you get access to other weapons, etc, etc. And you can buy crystals with real-world money. This is then used to purchase loot crates within the game, and those loot crates give you those perks. Now predominantly in games, loot crates only ever have things in like cosmetic items, or if it's a single player game it will give you upgrades and perks for within the game, but you're never given them to make a character stronger within a multiplayer game. And this is where Star Wars Battlefront 2 breaks the mold, because they are allowing you to get perks and upgrades that make your character stronger for the multiplayer. Now when they did this on Sunday, there was it all kicked off. Some people had worked out that in order to unlock characters like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, even though if you purchased like the deluxe version you still didn't have access to these characters, you would still need to have 60,000 credits to get hold of these characters. Now they'd worked out that that's roughly 40 hours of continuous gameplay to unlock these characters. So straight away people were unhappy. I've paid all this money and I don't even have access to my favourite characters straight away. I've still got to grind 40 hours on the game. So there was a lot of controversy over that. There was a lot surrounding the progression system. So on Monday, I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, EA came out, held their hands up and said, yeah, you're right, we're going to make some changes to the system. So they lowered the amount of credits that you needed to access Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. It went from 60,000 down to 15,000, which is a massive drop. So then there was saying that it was 8 to 12 hours of gameplay to unlock these characters, which isn't too bad, I suppose. Grinding in games is nothing new. Grinding to reach a certain level is nothing new, and grinding to unlock things is nothing new. So that was a more realistic target for people. But people were still unhappy with being able to purchase the perks and the star cards with real world money and just go on and dominate the games with it. So one YouTuber that I follow, he decided to sink a load of money into it, showed what this progression system does and how it works. But because the hate train was already rolling, he got caught up in it and he lost quite a lot of subscribers, because even though his video was factual and he was just trying to show how it works, a lot of people just said, well, you're adding to the problem, mate, so I'm out of here. And he lost a lot of subscribers. So it's very much, you've got to watch what you're doing and what you're saying when you talk about these kinds of games. I mean, it isn't a great system what they've put in, and I by no means like it, and I'm by no means going to defend it. I think it is unfair. It does give an unfair advantage. You know, cosmetic items, XP boosts, things of that nature, I've got no problem with those being in loot crates, that's fine. But to give people the ability to just override the whole progression system and go straight to the top is just, it's just a money grabbing scheme. That's all it is at the end of the day. And somebody had worked out that you'd need to spend around $2,100, which is probably about 1,800 quid in UK money. You'd need to spend that amount to unlock all of what you needed, all the perks, all the characters, and that's just a massive amount of money. And when you think you purchase one of these loot boxes, and it opens and it doesn't have the things in that you want, you're then tempted to purchase another one to try and get what you want. And I think I agree with a lot of people, that is technically gambling. It's the same as buying a lottery ticket and not winning and thinking, right, I want to buy another one. Same as putting money on a horse and it coming third instead of first and thinking, right, I'm going to back that one because I think that'll come first. It's gambling no matter which way you look at it, basically. Now, I know that the Netherlands and Belgium have decided that they're going to look into this to see if there is some sort of regulation issue with this, to see if it is technically gambling and should there be some kind of laws governing it. There's been some videos on YouTube, some daft ones saying, well, it's going to be banned in those countries, which I can't see that at all. Can't see it being banned. I could maybe see changes being asked to be made of the game, but it's the bigger picture here. This game is setting the precedent right now, but other games are going to take that on as well. So I don't think you can you can't pin all the blame on Battlefront 2 anyway. Loot boxes and things like that were started a long time ago, but Battlefront has definitely stepped things up with the way they've decided to do it. Then on Wednesday, EA did an Ask Me Anything session on Reddit, and I've read quite a bit of this, and basically they're asked very direct questions and they give very indirect answers. Obviously at that time the backlash was huge, every publication on the internet was covering it. My mum's 63, she's never played a computer game in her life, but she was talking about it. So it was reaching corners of the world that it really didn't need to go to. And you could say, oh, well, no publicity is bad publicity, but it was for this game. Lots of people were cancelling their pre-orders. I think there was numbers being bandied around at 700,000 pre-orders, and people were cancelling them left, right and centre. There was people refunding the game that had already bought it. People saying that they'd removed the refund option from the EA website, which turned out not to be true in the end. But, you know, it got too much. So on Thursday night, early hours of Friday morning, EA decided to close the microtransactions, temporarily stop them on the game. Now, is this because of all the fuss that was created over the previous few days? Or is this because on Friday, obviously the game went on general release and they didn't want that backlash to become tenfold when everybody else that had been waiting for their pre-orders joined in with the game? That'll be up for debate for a long time. But EA have said that they realise they've got it wrong and that they're going to look at it. They've said that for now and until whenever they decide, the microtransactions are turned off. And they've said that at some point you'll be able to purchase crystals from within the game. So whether that means that again you'll be able to purchase them with real world money, or you're going to be able to earn them through the game, I really don't know right now. And it's completely up in the air where EA are going to go with this right now. So I do think they had the tails between the legs a little bit and decided, you know, the backlash is a bit too big here. We better just back off a little bit. But there's also those out there that are saying that they've just done this to keep us quiet. They've just done this to appease the ones out there that are moaning about it, and within a few weeks they'll just turn it all back on and hope that by then it's all blown over. And there's a fair possibility of that happening, but we'll have to wait and see. So I think that the system is flawed, what they've tried to put in. Cosmetic items, XP boost, things like that, yeah, they're fine. But being able to buy the power-ups to make your character better and stronger and, you know, surpass everybody else. I don't know, it's like being on the motorway and being stuck in the slow lane and somebody always having access to the fast lane and just blasting past you. You know, they've paid to go in that lane, so they're alright, they'll surpass you, they'll do a lot better than you. And it is a lot like that. So what they're going to do with it, I really don't know. They need to come up with something to fix the game though, and, you know, like I say, it's a good game, and it's a shame that this has overshadowed what is a fairly decent game. I think as far as public relations go with EA, the damage is already done. But they do have chance to repair this game, and one of the things that's got me is this game is licensed from Disney. They own the Star Wars trademarks, they own Star Wars, so they've licensed EA to make this game. And as I said in the previous video, EA have had twice, 2 times to get this right, and both times they've messed it up. So they need to try again. It's not too late to salvage this game. You know, the damage PR-wise is done, but they can smooth over that if they come up with a decent system. If they just go to aesthetic items, cosmetic items, that's fine. But one of the issues with that is that to add cosmetic items into the game, they have to be passed by Disney because it all has to be very authentic Star Wars. So, like I say, where they're going to go, I don't really know. There were rumours that a lot of the devs at DICE didn't want this progression system adding in, but EA wanted it in because they wanted to maximise the amount of money. It's ridiculous, really, when you think about it. If a game is good, it will sell well. If a game is good, it will get good reviews and it'll sell even more. So why not just make a good game? Why make an average game and then tack on all this stuff to try and make more money out of it as if it was a good game? Just make a good game and people will buy it in their millions. You know, you don't need to try and screw money out of people in this fashion because people don't like it. People don't enjoy it. The fact that they're only aiming this system at like 5% of gamers because the vast majority of gamers won't purchase things in-game. You know, we are playing games on our mobile phones where this has been the norm for a long time. And that's the thing, PC games and, well, just gaming in general is starting to turn into mobile games. And it's ridiculous, we don't want those kind of mechanics in our games. So where does it go from here? We're just going to have to wait and see. I would think that definitely next week DICE, or EA should I say, are going to put out a statement and let us know what they're thinking of doing with this game going forward. Like I say, something has to change, but I ain't going to bash the game. I'm enjoying playing it, I'm having fun on it. Even if I know that some people in those multiplayer maps have paid to get to where they are, they've paid for the perks that I'm grinding for. You know, I'm not bothered, I don't care. You know, if they want to be sad and do that and be somebody that contributes to this problem, then, you know, more fool them at the end of the day. And that's pretty much all I've got to say on Star Wars Battlefront 2. So to surmise, great game? No. Decent game? Yes. Would I recommend it? Yes. Is the loot box and progression system flawed? Almost definitely. But they have a chance to salvage that and repair it and bring it back from the dead. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. As I say, I'll continue to enjoy it. Whether or not the lack of income, because they're not using the crystals bought for crystals, affects the DLC that we're going to get, because obviously DLC is going to be free with this game, we'll have to wait and see. I would think that DLC may be dumbed down a little bit now, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where this one goes over the next few weeks and months. And another thing that's been interesting to see, and I'm not bashing other YouTubers, so I don't think I'm doing that, but there are some quite prominent YouTubers that I follow, and they've obviously got sponsorship with EA. They've done work with EA in the past, and it's been very interesting to watch their videos and see how they navigate through this minefield, because obviously they're not going to want to piss off their subscribers. Obviously, the vast majority of their subscribers want to see their favourite YouTubers bash these games for what they're doing, but obviously these YouTubers have got to walk a very, very tight line because they don't want to piss EA off because they get sponsorship and they get money from them. So, but I do feel sorry for these YouTubers. I'm not going to name any names, but I do feel sorry for them. They've been put in a really awkward position by EA with this mess, basically. So, but yeah, it's been interesting to see, listen to the words that they've chosen for these videos. But the ones that I've been watching, I think they've done quite a good job. All but one did a bit of a shitty job, but most of them did a really good job. So, thumbs up to them for that. But yeah, EA, sort it out. Star Wars license, it's a license to print money. You don't need to do this system to make more money. Just make a good game and we'll buy it. We have no issue with buying a game if it's really, really good. And it's a good game. You can make it a lot better. So just do that. It'll sell well. You'll make the money that you want. So, yeah, probably won't take my advice like, but you never know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.